Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome for today's discussion on Nectar of Devotion. So today is a very gloomy, rainy day. Indirectly, this kind of environment will boost our enthusiasm in studies of Shastra. Okay, so today we are gathered here on Tuesday, 25th November 2025. One thing I realize every day, because we are almost every day we're doing class, okay, at least minimum 3 times a week. Then of course we took a break and everything, but we are continuously doing class. We feel that this year is well spent. This year, every day is well spent in Krishna Katha. Do you all feel like that, Prabhu? Vaishnava Prabhu? Charana Mataji, Nanda Mataji? Because Sudha Sindhu Mataji just joined us. But before that, we used to do every single day, unless there's
Yes,
a break in
Prabhu.
between.
Nice. So
Yeah, I
every day
feel like,
listening.
yeah, every day like well spent. That means this 2025 is well spent in devotional service in Krishna Katha. All right. So, okay. So sorry because it's been raining the whole day. Then I don't know what is the jam. I thought it's flood or what, but nothing. But because those people who are going to school, going to work by motorbike, now they all have to take a car. End up, it's create a massive jam. Anyway, I'm happy that I managed to make it on time. So today is a wonderful day, and on this day we're going to start chapter 30. Chapter 30 is a beautiful chapter. Further features of ecstatic love. All right, further features. We have already spoke all the features. Now we're going to speak on the further features on ecstatic love. Before we do that, let's show our obeisances and our gratitude to all Guru Parambara by invoking their mercy. Then after that, we start our session. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकाय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा करमयं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथन्विदं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतपरिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवम् श्री राधा कृष्ण पदन सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्विदंश्च नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमदि भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाशाति देशतारिणे नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमदि भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती नामिने श्री वर्षभना विदविदयितै कृपाब्दये कृष्ण संबंध विज्ञानदायिने प्रभवे नमः माधुर्योज्वल प्रेमाद्य श्री रूपनुग भक्तिर श्री गौर करुणा शक्ति विग्रहाय नमस्तुते नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्री मूर्तये दीनतारिणे रूपनुग विरुदा पसितांत हरिणे नमो गौर किशोराय साक्षात् वैराग्य मूर्तये विप्रलंबर संबोधे पादं भुजायते नमः नमो भक्ति विनोदाय सच्चिदानंद नामिने गौर शक्ति स्वरूपाय रूपनुग वरायते गौरवीर्भव भूमे स्त्वं निरस सज्जन प्रिय वैष्णव सर्वभौमा श्री जगन्नाथयते नमः वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यः च पतितरं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः ओम महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरतिसे नमः पंचतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पदे गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमस्तुते ताप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुतरी विप्रणमामि हरिप्रिये जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिव शरि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंगायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्री चैतन्य ईश्वरम हरि ओम तत्सत नमो श्रीपद कृष्ण पृष्ठभूतरि श्रीमति जय पताक स्वामी नामिनी नामाचार्य पदाय नित्य कृपा प्रदायिने गौर कथामताय नगर ग्राम तारिणी हरे कृष्णा. Okay, so we start our session today. My gratitude to every one of you for joining us on this wonderful day. So today we're going to speak on further features of ecstatic love. In your book is page 247. And I'm not sure Gandhi Mataji is having maybe another thick version or what. So her number is different. All right. But for those who are using that, this
Yes, sir.
one,
Different.
yours different. All right. So this one we are having we are in chapter 30, page 247. Okay. Vishleshat yata hangsa dute kadachit kedagnim vigatayitum antargatam asau sahalibir lebe taralitta mana yamuna tatim chirat asya chittam parichita kutira kalanat avastha tastara sputang ata shushupte priya saki. Okay, quoting from um, quoting from chapter, Southern Wave, Southern Ocean, fourth wave, text 95. Okay, let me just take these also for reference to 495. Okay. All right. So now the another further features of ecstatic love. All right. We are just talking about ecstatic love. When are the ecstatic love? How they perform it to Krishna. So here the form of ecstatic love in the form of confusion. All right. They'll become confused. There's a following statement in the Hangsa Dutta. All right. In the Hangsa Dutta, that means there's a sastra called Hangsa Dutta, I think. There is a following statement in the Hangsa Dutta. One day when Srimati Radharani was feeling so much affliction because of a separation from Krishna, okay, she went to the bank of the Yamuna, all right, with some of her friends, okay, and there Radharani saw a cottage wherein she and Krishna had experienced many long pleasures, right? And she went to that part of that this thing, and so she went there and she saw the cottage, and she experienced many loving pleasures. And by remembering those incidents, she immediately became overcome with dizziness. All right. She became like drowsy. Okay. This dizziness was prominently visible. This is an instant of confusion caused by separation. Okay. So now the example is this thing. So, okay. All right. So it's very straightforward. So now, Bayat Yata. Mukundam Avishkrita Vishwarupam Nirupayan Vanara Varya Ketuhu Karara Vindat Purata Skalantam Na Gavin Na Gandivam Kanditadir Viveda. Similarly, there's a statement described in confusion caused by fearfulness. All right, the confusion caused by fearfulness. The symptom was exhibited how? How? Okay, how to find out? Okay, when we see the word Gandiva. Who used Gandiva? Only Arjuna used Gandiva bow. All right? Okay. So these symptoms were exhibited by Arjuna when he saw Krishna's universal form. When Arjuna saw Krishna's universal form. Which chapter is this? Chapter 11, right? Correct or not? Chapter 11, universal form.
Yes, bro.
Chapter 11, correct. Okay. I used to start to have doubt really. All right. Chapter 11, the universal form. Yes. So in the chapter universal form, what happened? When first Arjuna wanted to see the universal form, after when Krishna showed the universal form, Arjuna became shaken. Okay. What are the symptoms? He said, I feel my throat is drying. I cannot maintain my equilibrium. I feel like my Gandiva boy is sleeping. I am quite fearful. Can you please come back to your original form? Okay. Okay. This confusion was strong that his bow and arrow fell down from his hand. Okay. Because for a Kshatriya and all this, their bow and arrow cannot fall down. All right. So when you see that things fall down, it means something that is like extremely fearful and extremely confusing. All right. And he could not perceive anything clearly. He was so confused. All right. Vishadat. Yatasri Dashame, quoting from Srimad Bhagavatam 10:11:49. Krishnam Mahabaka Grashtam. Drishtva Ramadayor Bakaha. Babuvur Indriyaniva. Vina Pranam Vichetasaha. Death. All right. So now here we are quoting about who? We are quoting about Mahabaka. Mahabaka means Bakasura. Okay. So once Bakasura demon assumed the form of shape of very big heron and opened his mouth in order to shadow Krishna and all the cowherd boys. All right. When Krishna entering into the demon's mouth, Balaram and other cowherd boys almost fainted and appeared as though they had no life. Okay. Even if devotees are illusion, now the thing is, even if devotees are illusion by some ghastly sin or by accidental occurrence, they never forget Krishna. Even in the greatest danger, they can still remember Krishna. So that's why we need to have that habit of daily Krishna Katha and daily Japa, Harinam Japa. By doing this, no matter what, it reminds me. All right. When you talk about one occurrence, all right, when I was young, since Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu was mentioning about Mahavaraha. Mahavaraha Prabhu and Siva Chaitanya and myself, 3 of us, that time I should be around 19. We went for a prison preaching for the first time. Prison preaching. All right, in I think newly opened prison. What prison was that? After they closed Pudu, they went to Kajang. Kajang or Sungai Buloh or somewhere like that. Okay, so at that time, when 3 of us were driving, that time we had a Nissan Sunny, our temple van, a temple car, Nissan Sunny. So when Mahavaraha was driving, I was behind and Siva Chaitanya was on the left. Suddenly, a guy entered and he's almost to knock. All right, it's almost can be a very bad accident. At that moment, usually, what I seen, right? Say like sometimes my father or whoever drives, the word curse will come out. Hey, வீட்ல சொல்லிட்டு வந்துட்டியா? Have you informed your house? Savugraki or any kind of vulgar words, all will fly. You know, all the words will fly. But I remember Mahavara, you know what he did? Krishna. I can still remember that incident. When that kind of incident happened, Mahavara would just say, Shoo, Krishna. I was so shocked because that the first time I'm going out with them, the word kind of vulgarity should come out, usually. But suddenly he just said Krishna and Siva Chaitanya, oh, Krishna. I was like, wow. You know, suddenly I remembered that when, because Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu was mentioning about Mahavaraha, some of the things that I remember about him. So now we understand from here, right? Even there's a devotee, even at the time of ghastly sin, horrible sin, all right? Even if the devotees are illusion, even if the devotees are illusion, all right? So even if the devotees are illusion, okay, sometimes we are not, say like we carried away, we are looking at something else, we are talking something else, you know, we are talking some grandmother story, or we are engaging in some kind of activities, all right? Like sometimes, when there's a kind of ghastly sin, all right, kind of accident or a kind of accident, or maybe any kind of awful kind of situation, what will happen? They can never forget Krishna. Even in the greatest danger, they can still remember Krishna. Even they don't remember Krishna or not, they remember the holy name. Krishna. You know, Krishna. Sometimes when I seen a person who they almost to sleep, I saw them talking, then suddenly walked away and slipped, almost to fall. Immediately the person says, Krishna. So like that. Even they remember Krishna or not, but the holy name they remember. All right. So that's the example. Ashyan asanyatratma paryante syat sarvatraiva mudata Krishna spurti visheshatu na kadapi atra liyate. This is the benefit of Krishna consciousness. All right. This is the benefit of Krishna consciousness. Please underline this statement. Even at the time of death, when all the functions of the body become dislocated, where the thing starts from, where the death starts from, the death starts from the leg. The leg will start to freeze. All right. They can't feel, the leg will start to become cold. Slowly it will come up to the entire system shutting down, leg shut down, then slowly upper, then kidney shut down, and one by one organs start shutting down, everything shut down. All right. The only thing that don't shut down is the ears and your mind. All right. So when all the function of the body become dislocated, the devotee can remember Krishna in his innermost consciousness. The consciousness is the one that doesn't get shut down. Okay. And this saves him from the falling down into material existence. Okay. These can save one from falling down from material. In this way, Krishna conscious immediately takes one from the material platform to the spiritual platform. So talking about Krishna consciousness means what? We are conscious about Krishna. All right. So we need to have application. We need to have practical application of Krishna consciousness. Why do we need to serve? All right. They say devotional service. Like Prabhupada came and says, chant your 16 rounds, follow the 4 regulative principle and engage in devotional service. Why is that so? All right. Why we need to engage in devotional service? When you look at other doctrines, like when you look at other, in our Gaudiya Sampradaya, there's other doctrine where they go to the level of Bhava and Prema. What they say, don't do anything, just go to Radha Kun, go to Govardhan, go to Vrindavan, settle down there. Like how Rupa Goswami was mentioning. All right, go to the place and engage in pure devotion and chant your rounds and go back home, back to Godhead and achieve that prema. All right. So at that moment, so I reflected to this. Any one of you got a Chaitanya Charitamrita in front of you now? Any one of you got a Chaitanya Charitamrita? Take Madhya Leela. Anyone? Madhya. Seven 7.141. 8, no. 139. Is it 139? 140. Yeah, I can't recall the thing. Because here it says something else. All right. So there, Lord Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will be telling, anywhere, any place that you perform, the whole world is a reflection of Vrindavan. Vrindavan is the topmost planet. From there, Vrindavan is the topmost planet, and from there emanates, everything emanates from Goloka Vrindavan. Okay, are you all following me on this? You all are following me? Put a thumbs up.
Can
Yes.
repeat, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu.
Didn't get it.
You didn't get it. All right. Now, Goloka Vrindavan is the original place. You all get it?
Yes, Prabhu.
Why we can call original place Mataji? Gandhi Mataji. What do you think? Why we call it original place?
That's where Krishna resides.
Okay, why? So Krishna reside means can it be original?
Yes, that is the original.
Very good. Krishna is the origin of all.
Yes.
Any evidence?
Like the one you said, Prabhu said, that's where he stays, and then that's where he got this Vishnu, other Vishnus, all that.
Very good. So what is evidence, Mataji? Evidence from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1.
Okay.
Chapter 3, if I'm not mistaken. Iti Chamsa Kalap, Krishna is the source of all incarnation. I think that's chapter 3. All right. So that chapter, it says that Iti Chamsa Kalapumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. So if Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam means Krishna is the original personality of Godhead. Yes. So since he's the original personality of Godhead, from him expanded Balaram. Then Aniruddha, Pradyumna. All right. First Sankarsana. Then Aniruddha, Pradyumna. Then I know who is the next one. Aniruddha, Pradyumna and Vasudeva. All right. The first expansion. Then the secondary expansion. Then quadruplet. The fourth expansion. First expansion, second expansion, third expansion. The fourth expansion is the one that we see it in this material world. All right. Like Mahavishnu, Karandakshayi, that Garbhodakshayi, Shirodakshayi. That's what they call quadruplet. So expansion of the expansion. So it says Krishna's to Bhagavan Swami. Although even there's a plenary portion of the plenary portion, still the Krishna is the supreme personality of God. So how we can understand that? All right. How we can understand that is like this. Okay. Now when you look at this, the entire creation, the entire creation, okay, the source of entire creation, okay, this entire thing is Goloka. Okay. Why? Because there's a place from here, the topmost planet Goloka, from here, all this entire creation happens. Okay. So what we can see from here. So below Goloka, what is a planet before Goloka? Can anyone tell me? Help me on this. What is a planet after Goloka? The first step below Goloka is what? What planet is this? Anyone?
Vaikuntha Loka.
Above Vaikuntha, below Goloka, what is that? Here is Vaikuntha. Vaikunthas are here. All right, all the Vaikuntha planets are here. Okay, all the Vaikuntha planets are here. This place is called, what do you call this area? Vaikuntha area, what do we call it?
Spiritual sky.
Spiritual sky, yes. This area is spiritual sky. So what is this place now? What is this place now? It's called Ayodhya.
Mathura.
Huh?
Mathura.
Ayodhya.
Sorry, yeah.
Ayodhya, all right? Madura, Vrindavan, all, everything is here. Dwaraka, all in the topmost planet, right? And say like in our house, we have a storeroom, right? Yes or not? Your storeroom is bright or dark? Sometimes in America, they have as a dungeon. They have an underground place to keep all their unwanted stuff. Yes or not?
Dark, Prabhu.
Dark, right? So somewhere in this spiritual sky, there's one place here, it's called material world, and we are in the dungeon. Okay? So what we understand from that, I couldn't recall that verse, Krishna 7.149, if I'm not mistaken, Madhya Leela. Is it Madhya Leela or? Okay, anyway, I get that reference. So there, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will be telling in Chaitanya Charitamrita that everywhere in this material world is the expansion, the entire place is called Vaikuntha. It's called Goloka Vrindavan. Because even this place here, even this dungeon is inside the spiritual sky. All right, but of course we are in the dungeon. All right, we are in the dungeon. So we are in the dungeons. Just like the kingdom, the prison is in a kingdom. So that means the prison is still in the kingdom. All right, it is not outside the kingdom. It's not outside of a country. It's within the country, there's a prison. So within that entire school, there's a prison house. So according to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he says that at this particular situation that we are all, whenever we invoke auspicious, when we chant Hare Krishna, when we start to engage in devotional service and everything, all these places can turn into Goloka Vrindavan. It is not necessary that we need to be specifically be situated in Vrindavan or Radha Kun Sham. This was a lecture I heard from my mentor this morning, early morning, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. You know, Pran Govinda Prabhu was talking about it. I was like, wow, amazing. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita, I mentioned very clearly. So now the thing is like this. Okay, now we are engaging in Krishna consciousness. What is the reason? How? Because our body and our system are so polluted, my dear Prabhus and mothers. Because our systems are so polluted, you need to engage all your senses in devotional service. Right? Sorry?
But if it drops,
You're sitting in painful.
So, because our senses are all terribly polluted, okay, we are terribly polluted, we cannot concentrate in our chanting. So we should start to purify our indriyas. Or that means indriya means what? We start to purify our senses. We need to purify our eyes. We need to purify our ears. All right? And how you purify it? Okay, now I'm purifying my eyes by seeing the deities. I'm purifying my tongue by eating prashadam. I'm purifying my ears by listening to Krishna Katha. All right, the pastimes. All right. Then I'm purifying my hand and leg by working for Krishna. So when you do that purification, how can you do the purification? By being dynamic. Our Hare Krishna is dynamic movement. It is not a movement of tapasvi. Tapasvi means a mendicant. Sit in one corner and simply do nothing. All right. So we need to experience that. So when we study Bhagavatam, when we study Bhagavad Gita, when we study this kind of nectar of devotion, what we are studying? We are studying a practical experience. Now this is what? So how you can engage. So whenever things that happen now, right, you can reflect back. This is what I read. So everything becomes more experience. You start to gain experience. Are you following me what I'm saying? All right. Example now, they say that when you eat prasadam, you should pay attention to prasadam. And you always pray when you eat. My dear prasadam, the mercy of Krishna in the form of food, I'm putting it into my tongue, and you are actually purifying my wicked tongue. So in that meditation, you take prasadam. Oh, this morsel going to purify my tongue from all nonsense. Vacho vegam. All that unwanted talk, unwanted this thing, because the tongue is the one that creates all the trouble. So when you start to this thing, so but before that, you just say, oh, Krishna prasadam, just whack. All right. And sometimes there's a method of eating prasadam also. You cannot take all the prasadam and put everything on top. That's something very annoying sometimes. Sometimes the temple, even when you all are serving food, make sure you serve with respect. You must know where you're putting. When you serve the prasadam, you must look at that person. Not look left, not look right, not look up, not chat, chit chat. Oh, yeah. Enough, another one bucket. No. You must pay attention to whom you are serving. Serving prasadam is a very good service, but you have to be very attentive. Don't make assumption. Why are you eating so less? Put some more. No, you cannot make that kind of assumption. At the same time, you also cannot make assumption that if you're not a good eater, you serve the person, or you eat so little rice, or you serve the person so little rice. No, you cannot do that. Your personal assumption should not exist there. So how you should serve prasadam? You should take this prasadam and serve. Can I serve you more, Prabhu? Pay attention to the person. Can I serve you more? Yeah, a little bit more. All right. Is it fine? Or can I add more? No, I'm fine. All right. Then go to the next one. So when you put a dal, make sure you put it in a nice place. Don't simply take and pour. It's not nasi kanda. Nasi kanda nonsense. They pour everything. Eat as a asura food. It's a demoniac. So take nicely and pour the dal. Then dig out and take some sabji from inside, like what, potatoes or whatever, and put it at the side respectfully. All right. Then you serve. And the worst part, which really annoys me. In fact, I used to tell that this to my, but of course now people are changing. Never take the halwa, the sweet, and put it on the rice. The halwa is supposed to be tasted independently. Sometimes when you bring the food, when the thing is full, because the person not paying attention, they simply take the halwa or sweet, put on the thing. At one moment, I in fact scolded the person who served. I said, why are you putting it on the curry? He said, no, pay attention. I said, pay attention like that. I told him that. Pay attention to who you're serving. So now we have to change now. So why are we doing all this kind of service? Because this kind of service reinforces our Krishna consciousness. All right? Even when you go and take prasadam, when you take the food, you have to take it very respectfully. Okay, those who are serving, don't worry about the long queue. Oh, long queue. No, don't worry. Each and every person in front of you are Vaishnavas. Even they can be Kanishta, Madhyama, Uttama, or neophyte, or just a newcomer. All these personalities are going to be pure devotee eventually. Maybe in this birth, coming birth, or maybe 10 births down the road. Every of them that's standing in front of you are pure devotee of the Lord in making. And you are given that opportunity and that benefit of serving that person. All right. So when you take prasadam, stand nicely in the queue, go and serve. All right. Just say Hare Krishna. Yes, enough. All this. All right. And also we also must be considerate lah. When you see little sabji, but you say, give me some more. Sometimes, anyway, doesn't matter. All right. So just take enough, sufficient. If you need more, come and take it. Take it and see. Okay. Anyway, so why we are doing all this? So that we can get experience. All right. Like just now, I was talking to Prabhu, Vaishnava Prabhu. We must go and experience sadhu sangha at least once a week. I know that there's a lot of classes online. There's so many classes online. There's this class, that class, almost 24/7. You can just, the time that you wake up until the time you go to bed, you can just go on going for classes. There's millions of classes are running now, thanks to YouTube, Zoom, and everything. But we must understand, our sadhu sangha is very important. Even you going there, you're not welcome, you don't seem to be welcome, or you don't seem to be listening. No, it doesn't matter. All right. You are going there to show your gratitude to the Lord. My dear Lord, I'm here to see you. Because all the things that we learn, all the Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and all these classes we learn, you're going to apply it there. So now you're going to see the Venu, the what they call the flute of Krishna. You look at the Venu. Oh, It's a short flute. Oh, today now Krishna in a cowherd mood. Oh, it's such a long flute. Oh, does it look long? No, it doesn't look that long. So it's quite thing. So it's what? Murali. This is the flute. That means now Krishna is calling upon all the gopis, all they are going to dance along. So at that moment, you just must go into that ecstatic feeling. Oh, so now Krishna is also inviting all of me. We invite, I'm so honored to be here, Krishna, with your. So you can talk to the Lord. All right. You do not need to go there and ask, like what Vaishnava Prabhu was telling just now. Like sometimes you go to temple, they'll be telling what happened to your children, what happened to this. I say all that a prajalpa. When people are talking like that, just gracefully, just say Hare Krishna. I heard something about this. About you can immediately turn into a Krishna Katha. Don't feel that people are going to neglect you or going to reject you. All right. It is very important. So we have to engage like that. At least once a week, we have to go and visit our temple and get association of a devotee. All right. So like that. So because all your chanting and all your this thing, all where you're going to experience it in what they call experience in action. All right. You're going to experience it live. All right. Live. You're going to like practical. You're going to have practical only in the temple. So in the temple, sometimes you think, oh, I cannot do anything. Just look around. If you see a little rubbish, just pick it up. Also a great service. Krishna will be very pleased. That's not necessary. You need to do some Herculean task. All right. Like sometimes there's one story in Purana. Okay, this is something that I would like to share with you. Also very important. I think I remember reading in one of the Puranas. Right. I'm not sure whether it's Skanda Purana, Padma Purana, or there's another Purana. I had three books. I can't recall, but somewhere I read it and I was keeping it in my mind. Once there's a thief entered a temple of Vishnu. Okay, he came through the backyard. Backyard, usually the place is muddy. Why it's muddy? All the deity washing and all the whatever abhishek, whatever things they do, they pass through the backyard. And backyard will be always very muddy. So this backyard, nobody goes. So a thief tried to enter the temple through the backyard. And his leg is full of mud. He jumped in and he walked in and he managed to take away Krishna's freedom, the what they call Krishna's crown, made of pure gold. He took that, and after that, when he saw few of the things, he started to take few and start to run. When he walked away, a crown fell and made a big sound. Ta-dang! All the temple pujaris all heard, got up and said, oh, thief, 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 and he started to chase him. And he jumped back through the backyard and ran out. He ran up to the edge of the village. And he was taking his breath under a tree at the middle of the night. Suddenly, a snake came and struck him and he died. Technically, in outside, we think, oh, that person stole things from Lord Vishnu. Maybe Ananda Shisha came and killed him. Oh, you have done such a great aparat and he died of snake bite. We can make all assumption. But let's look at what the assumption of the Puranas. In this Purana, what is mentioned? After he was struck by the snake, Yamadutas came to take him to hell. At that time, Vishnu Dutas came and stopped the Yamadutas. He said, stop it. He said, why? He said, he just stole the gold from the temple. The person who steals property from the temple will become a ghost. All right, they become Brahma Rakshasa. And you are telling him to, no, you take him back. He said, why is that so? No, Lord Vishnu was so pleased with him, he wants to take him back. And he took him back home, back to Vaikuntha Loka. After that, he was wondering, how did I quality him? And when he came and Lord Vishnu thanked him, he said, you know something? There is a particular place right in front of me. There's a stone chipped at the corner. There's a stone, the corner that chipped. In those days, there's no tiles. They usually use the, what they call it? They use, what stone is that? Granite. The whole temple made of granite. When the granite is broken, it can be extremely sharp. So there's a particular place at the side of the stone, there's a granite. The granite was broken, chipped off, and it's extremely sharp. Whenever people come for darshan, Lord Vishnu will be so worried. Don't step on that place. Don't step. He was so in anxiety that the devotees will come and step on that corner of that place and going to tear the leg or going to injure themselves. But you, with your muddy leg, came in, you closed that, you closed that, what they call, the sharp edge. The little sharp edge, you closed it. And I'm very pleased with that. So for the gratitude, please, that's why I took you back to Vaikuntha. So this is one story. So what we are trying to understand here, when we go to the temple, it's not necessary that we need to do, oh, that person is doing fantastic seva. No, it doesn't matter. What seva can you do according to your capability? That's what Krishna says in Gita. When you offer me a leaf, water, or a flower, I'll be very pleased to accept them. Similarly, whatever little thing you do, Krishna will accept it with so much of gratitude. Because Krishna wants that. Krishna loves to be served. You know? So when you go there, when you see a little dust, you see a little rubbish, you just need to pick it up. If you can't find dustbin, put it in your pocket and let it go and throw in the dustbin. Right? Or when you see, when you go to the place where people are eating, when you see some morsel of rice, you can take some cloth and just wipe the table. Doesn't matter. Little seva. Because that is what it is purifying. And remember, Radhanath Maharaj says, it take you 8.4 million lifetime to do what you're doing. Even to peel a potato for Krishna. It took you after 8.4 million lifetime of severe penance. What is severe penance all about? Did I sit and meditate in the jungle? No. You pass through the life, the body of a frog. You pass through the body of a snake. You pass through the body of a pig that eats stool. You have passed through the body of a worm that lives in the stool. You pass through all abominable births. So much of lifetime of purification, and today you're sitting here and peel a potato for Krishna. Today you're sitting here and just could pick one rubbish for Krishna. It is extraordinary feat. Right? So it's very important. So when these things, that's why I say there's a benefit of Krishna consciousness, that not just oh, I'm a devotee, like some people say. No, it's not the way. You have to engage. Engaging in devotional service. Doesn't matter. Anything according to your capability, we should engage. Right? At least once a week. Right? Or if any one of you want to take up the skill of preaching like this online, also fantastic. I'm love to teach. Like recently I was trained one girl, and now she's giving Gita Gyan in Tamil. Like that, if anyone, maybe Sudha Sindhu Mataji can take up the skill and start to give Gita Gyan in Chinese, Mandarin. Gita Gyan is such a fantastic program. It can create a huge transformation. All right. So far, we have all the major language in India. In Malaysia, we have this thing. Now we haven't got in Malay and Chinese. All right. But they say there is some Chinese, and in fact, there's a slide in Chinese also. So if you're interested, you can tell me. I can refer you to Shanti Rupa Mataji. Everybody should take up the skill of preaching. So you can do this. This is also kind of preaching. Or distributing books. Taking prasadam. Or come to temple and engage in some kind of service. It's a must. All right. So don't just sit at home and just continue listening to all the classes available in the world and don't have any practical experience. All right. Because this is if it's possible. If you have the chance, go for it. If you really can't, if you're not sick, you're not well, or you have something, this thing, okay, that cannot be avoidable. Or like Vaishnava Prabhu is like very elderly, maybe he can't travel by himself, he need to depend. All right, that is excusable. But if it's possible, we should make a point. All right. But sometimes they say, what happens if I go to any Vishnu temple? Okay, there's a Puchong Vishnu temple, there's a Klang Vishnu temple, or this kind of thing. Okay, there is benefit, of course there is. But of course, you're just going there in the mood of just like another ordinary person. But of course, with the knowledge of this nectar of devotion, you go there, you start to see the Lord in a different form. All right. But whatever it is, must engage in the society of the devotee who are practicing Krishna consciousness. Okay. Ata mritihi, vishada vyadi, santrasha, samprahara, klamadibihi, pranatyago, mrtistasyam, avyaktakshara, bhashanam, vivarna gatrata, swashamandya, hikadaya, kriyaha, yata anullasa, swashamuhur, ashara lottanita drisho, vivirnvanta, kayekim api, nava vaivarnyam, abitaha, harer nama vyaktikritam, alagu, hikka, laharibihi, prajalpanta, pranan jahati, madurayam, sukritinaha. text 100. In this connection, there's a statement about person who died at Madura. This person had a slight breathing acceleration. Their eyes were wide open. The colors of the bodies were changed, and they began to utter the holy name of Krishna. In this condition, they gave up their material body. These symptoms are the prior manifestation of death. All right. So that means here we are also explaining about the death. All right. So how the thing in this is a statement about a person died in Mathura. A person had slight breathing acceleration. That means his breathing has started to reduce. Eyes were wide open. Colors of the body start to become pale. And they begin, when that thing happened, immediately they start to begin utter the holy name of Krishna. At this condition, they gave up their material body. So this is the symptoms of pure prior symptoms are. Oh my God, it's raining heavy again. Manifestation of death. Yatava Viramat Alagu Kanto Gosha Gutkara Chakra Shana Vigatita Tamya Drishti Kyat Yota Diptihi Hari Mihira Nipita Prana Gadandakara Shayam Agamat Akashmat Putana Kala Ratri Prayotra Maranat Purva Chitta Vritir Mritir Mata Mritir Atranubhavaha Syat iti kenachit uchyate Kintu Nayaka Viryartam Shatru Maranam uchyate. Okay, so okay, 24102. 24102. Okay. So when you look at because there's a no, okay, let me explain about this one. Oh, sorry. Okay. What is this one is mentioned 101. Another example, the sun in the form of Krishna drank up the deep darkness of life of the midnight in the form of Putana. Her eyes lit up at the moment beyond her control and then died out like a glowing of fireflies in the night. That midnight suddenly disappeared with a loud hoofing of owls in the form of a death groans. Right? Here is explaining about the killing of Putana. All right, how the Putana was a dark cloud and Krishna usurped her life out, suck her life out, just like how the darkness disappeared and the bright things start to appear. All right, and here the 102, Gudkara means hooting sound. All right. The state of consciousness just prior to death is generally called mriti. All right, the state of consciousness just prior to death, I mean just about to die, is generally called as mriti. However, some say that mriti should be considered only an external similarity to death, anubhava. Okay, some say that mriti should be considered only an external similarity. Before the person dies, smriti is like mriti means is like a kind of experience before the death. It has been described in the enemies of Krishna, though it is not vyabhichari bhav called mriti. This is order show his power. So sometimes this is what kind of things that shown to this thing. So 3 statements are made concerning mriti. The author is not satisfied with the first conclusion since there is a lack of bhava at the stage of giving up life. So that means there's no kind of ecstatic feeling. You know, bhava means ecstatic feeling. So the author was not interested in the first one. So just now there's you see the first verse. The second statement, that means the statement is Viramat Alagu Kanto Gutkara Chakra. Means that giving up life, mriti should only be external appearance. So mriti means it's only an external appearance of death-like symptom. So mriti means is something, okay, you know what? Here. Viramat Alagu Kandor Gutkara. Okay. It's a kind of death-like symptoms. Are you all following me? It's only kind of symptom. But it is not an external appearance of death-like symptom. This is stated by some, meaning the author. This is stated by some. Not satisfied with the description of mriti given in describing Putana in the verse 101, he explained that this is not the same as mriti vyabhichari bhav, which appears in devotee. Okay, now it's like this. So now here we talk about Putana. All right. Putana made a kind of gudkara. Gudkara means making a hooting sound. Ooh! You know, because Krishna sucking the life out from this thing. Her eyes wide open. It's so dark. And out of anxiety and this thing, and she died. So it looks like the darkness disappeared because he had killed him. So Rupa Goswami is not happy with this statement. So he gave the second statement. So the second statement says, this is not a kind of vyabhichari. Vyabhichari means what? Experience kind of this thing. So the vyabhichari bhav that the devotee experience. How? All right. Okay. So they explain that it's not the same as the mriti vyabhichari bhav. So mriti vyabhichari. Mriti means death, like vyabhichari. What is vyabhichari? Can anyone tell me? First of all, I need to recall back. Vyabhichari. What is vyabhichari?
Overwhelming ecstasy.
Overwhelming ecstasy. Yes. What is that overwhelming ecstasy in death?
That's why. What is it?
What does that mean? Hey, overwhelming ecstasy in death. Yes. This is how when a devotee leaves the body. So the overwhelming ecstasy. All right. Let me just this thing. So when you're going to refer back to this thing. So vyabhichari bhav means overwhelming, ECSTACY. Right, I hope my spelling is correct. Overwhelming ecstasy. But now, when you talk about mriti vyabhichari bhav, mriti means death-like experience. Vyabhichari bhava, ecstatic, overwhelming ecstasy. How is that possible? So what we can understand. So as a devotee, how the devotee leaves the body? All right, when the devotee leaves the body, just like they go into samadhi. All right, they go into samadhi means what? Anyone can help me with that? What is samadhi?
They go into trance.
Trance. They go in a trance. So the samadhi means they go into the trance. So the trance. So when they start to know they're going into mriti or death like anubhava, or in Malay, Tamil we call anubhavam, death like feeling that things start coming in. Immediately they go into mriti vyabhichari bhav. So they are not afraid, but they are go into great ecstasy. All right. Just like sometimes when we are flying off to other country, the time comes to leave. All right. You are in the airport. Okay. Say like you're going to go to whichever country. Okay. You're going to London on a business class or this thing, or you're going there to see your children or whatever. And once you enter, of course, those who fly, you understand that, right? Every time you are in the airport, you feel a kind of different kind of feeling. You feel like either you're top of the world. If you go to the bus station, it's different feeling. KTM station, different feeling. But you go to the airport, kind of different kind of feeling. Then you check in. You are going into that. After check-in, you're walking towards your plane. It's a kind of ecstasy. So similarly, when we want to exit our body, a devotee will go into a kind of ecstasy. And what ecstasy is that? Come on, I'm going to fly off back home, back to Godhead. Oh, I'm going to go to the place which is going to be even more conducive from what I've had. Even in this lifetime, I've experienced such a great ecstasy, great feeling. But now, after I give up this body, I'm going to go to this place which is going to be even more exciting, even more happening. I'm going to experience more, what they call? I'm going to experience more devotee association. I'm going to learn a lot of things, like just now Hansa Dutta. This kind of Vedas, right? Do you know that our Vedas have already formed, but like all that teachings from all the acharyas like Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, so all these they all have their books. But do we have that thing? I give you one good example. Anyone of you been to Vrindavan and saw this Grantha Samadhi? Anyone who have been to Vrindavan, have you seen Grantha Samadhi? Anyone? Have you noticed that? Yes or no? Those who have gone to Vrindavan.
Yeah, what is Grantha actually? It's a person's name.
Okay, have you been to Vrindavan, Mataji?
Yes.
Did you notice Grantha Samadhi?
Is it a place or is it a person's samadhi?
Samadhi means where all that tombstone, all the people buried there.
Yeah, yes. They brought us to one place.
Yes. Okay, you went to the place, right? But did you see the thing called Grantha Samadhi? I think it's not among the Samadhi, but it's in the temple. It's, I think, Radha Damodar temple or something like that. Grantha Samadhi. Have you noticed?
I don't know what.
Okay. Okay, never mind. How about others? Chanalishmi Mataji, Vaishnava Prabhu, have you seen Grantha Samadhi?
Grantha means a book, na Babu?
Yeah. Have you seen that Grantha Samadhi?
No, Babu.
You didn't notice, huh? Right. Anyone else been to Vrindavan? Okay, never mind. All right. Grantha Samadhi. Grantha means book. All right. Granth means our Vedas. Our Vedas, in English, we call Vedas. All right. But there's also another meaning of the Vedas we call Granth. That's why the Punjabi call Granth, Guru Granth. Guru Granth Sahib. They take the book, Guru Granth. Granth means the Vedas, the book, the Vedangal. So they call Grantha. After Rupa Goswami written all the books, all the things that needed A to Z. After he wrote everything, then he started to revise it back. He wrote everything. Then you know what he did? The certain things he thought the Kali Yuga Vasis can never understand this doctrine. The Kali Yugas, even now you talk about such Sandarbha, when you talk about certain things like, okay, like this one, sometimes it's so very hard to digest. But imagine the thing is even more detailed because he personally witnessed Radha Krishna pastime because he's Rupa Manjari. So what he did, he took all that Vedas, which is not suited for our Kali Yuga Vasi, he buried them. After he buried them, he made a tomb, and the place is called as Granth Samadhi. The place where all the Granth, all the confidential part of the books which doesn't suit for Kali Yuga people were buried. Imagine if that book is available, what could be the knowledge? Even now itself is like, we feel like our head starts spinning. So what we can understand from this? So when we leave this body, then what devotee can feel? Whether I'm going back home, back to Godhead or not, that is immaterial. But definitely I'm going to go to the place where I'm going to study all the books of Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, all that confidential part of Krishna in great ecstasy. Yes, I'm going to get a new body. I'm going to get a young body. I'm going to start all over again. Right? Not all over again. I'm going to get a body and another chance of going deeper into the confidential part of Krishna. Oh, my dear Lord, at this moment, I hope that you don't put me into the house of a Karmi Vaishnava. The Vaishnava that train up the children to become an engineer, doctor, lawyer, then become a devotee. I don't want that kind of life. I wish I can be born in a very humble Vaishnava, pure devotee. Even if my future father even is going to be a gardener, or even is going to be a what they call a farmer, I don't mind. But just please give me the access. From the day one, I'm exposed to all these kind of things. So the time that my conscience is steady, the time that after I studied all the grammar and everything, please bless me that I could immediately start studying all the books of Goswamis. From the day that I could able to read and write, in that great ecstasy, yes, I can't now itself. When I open my eyes, I feel like falling asleep. But now I'm going to get a brand new. In that ecstasy, they leave the body. They call Mriti Vyabhichari Bhava. Now you all understand? All got it, Mataji's Prabhus? Do you
Yes,
understand what is Mriti Vyabhichari Bhava?
got it, Prabhu.
All right. All others are? All right. So this is called Mriti Vyabhichari Bhava. So Mriti means death-like experience. Mrityu means death. Mriti means death-like experience, near death. So that is how a devotee will go to ecstasy. So when we get that kind of ecstasy, when we are studying, it's not simply reading, but we are internalizing. We are trying to feel, yes, I want this Vyabhichari Bhav. Even if we don't qualify for that, you can desire for it. Right? Anything you ask material boon from Krishna, Krishna get very annoyed. But you start to ask for spiritual boon, Krishna willing to open. Like the day I was in a class, what they call Bhakti Sastri, and the time they were talking about this verse. I supply what you lack. Krishna says, I supply what you lack and I preserve what you have. So the devotee asked, so that means we are talking about material opulence. will you going to protect all my property, my this thing? And if not enough, you're going to give me more money? Say no. So when they're discussing, the things strike me hard. Yes, that is what Krishna says. I preserve what you have. I preserve your sadhan bhakti until which level you went, I preserve it. Don't worry, it's not going to fall. You're not going to lose it. Even you do aprat, you're going to suffer the aprat and come back and continue where you're going to start. It's not like doomed. You're not going to go to the ground zero. Right? So you're going to give you all the things. That means I'm going to preserve your sadhan, preserve your understanding. And what you lack, I supply you what you lack. I supply you with new knowledge. I supply you with new books. I supply you with new Acharya stories. And by doing that, and of course, I'm not sure whether, I believe that all of you are experiencing it. If not, you won't be very enthusiastic in this class. But my own testimony, my dear Prabhus and mothers, whenever I wanted to learn something, Krishna he will somehow or other reveal it. I just need to think about it for 3-4 days. Pop, the ideas will come and somehow or other I will stumble upon it. Recently, I stumbled upon the chanting of the holy name. And I was thinking, the best way to become a Deva, the best way, anyway, I shouldn't talk about this. Anyway, okay. So, the certain confidential thing. Okay, now I want to chant the holy name, Japa. So, how should do it? How do the Babaji do it? How that ecstatic, those who are in Prema and Bhava, how we can trigger Bhava immediately? Suddenly the things stumble upon. So this is my own experience. Okay. I'm not being very proud of it. Please forgive me if you think that I'm acting with pride or what. But I'm just giving you my own testimony, my own experience. When I was thinking about, okay, what is Bhava and Prema? Can I achieve it? Suddenly in Penang, when my Guru Maharaj came, he spoke about Bhava and Prema, and suddenly look at me. He was there and I was on the right hand. He was talking. We all can go to Bhava. In this, Bhava is possible. Pop, you look at me. I was so shocked. He said, in his mind, I could feel it. Do you get it? I said, yes. So like that. So Krishna supply what you lack. When you have decided to go into the path of devotional service and wants to go back to Godhead, Krishna will simply supply you all the required knowledge. Now, step 1, you have studied Bhagavad Gita. All right, now you go into this thing. So that's why, in fact, my dear Prabhus and mothers, how we are running this class, even I don't know. How the class are set. Why suddenly we start with Nectar of Instruction? Because Nectar of Instruction, I wanted to start because I want to go detail in Nectar of Instruction. I want to learn some more. So while we are starting with the group studies, we learn. Then after that, some more other, and this Bhakti Loka book was just on my table every day. Every day for the past, 1.5 years, every day is on my table. Whenever I start the class, I look at Bhakti Loka, I just open, put back. But somehow or other, that Bhakti Loka inspired, and of course, through that inspiration, we are so excited. And from Bhakti Loka, we went into Harinam Chintamani. Then after that, we are here, Nectar of Devotion. And soon after this, we're going to go into a grand book called Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay? But some devotees asking, why not you start your Chaitanya Charitamrita? But I am thinking, if I want to do Chaitanya Charitamrita, of course, I couldn't find any time. If you want, I can, whenever free time, I can do a recording on Chaitanya Charitamrita and I can post it in the group. But I'm not sure whether you all listen to it or not, because nothing like live classes. If it's okay, 11,000 verses Chaitanya Charitamrita. So, Bhagavatam is 18,000 verses. And the Chaitanya Charitamrita, the explanation can be extremely detailed because here they are going straight and nailing on the head on the pure devotion as what Krishna has explained. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's feeling. Anyway, why I'm going out of the topic. So like that. So now we understand this. Prayo Maranat Purva Chitta. So all these things, Mritti Mata. So all these things are like not so exciting. But the most important is Mritti, Vyabhichari Bhav. Okay, I've explained. So all the devotees, we all must come to the level of that kind of ecstasy. That means we have no fear for death. Even the death comes, we should be looking forward with so much of excitement because you're going to start back all over again. But if possible, try your best to chant your rounds and all these kind of things and try to go back home, back to Godhead in this very birth itself. And if you get a chance, of course, with all the service that you have done, listening and engaging in chanting and all these kind of things, especially on Ekadasi day, some devotees are fasting the whole day without water. There's one Mataji, she said she don't even take a drop of water and she chants 64 rounds. She's here. So all these kind of devotees, all okay, what are the benefits they're going to get? Or maybe Krishna, they say, okay, now let me take you to heaven. Let me take you to certain places in Vaikuntha. Never compromise. Just say no. They can really convince you. Come, why don't you go to heaven? Never mind. I give you a better place. Other than heaven, I can take you to Tapaloka, Maharloka. Oh, okay, go to Satyaloka, where Lord Brahma is there. Beautiful place. You got to enjoy yourself. But don't worry, after that, you can go back to Vaikuntha. Never. That's why the study of the Shastra is very important. Anyway, I'm going so much out of topic. Okay, anyway, let's continue. Is there any questions that you want to ask before I continue? Before that, can we overshoot a bit of time today?
For me, Prabhu. Thank you.
Because tomorrow I think I can't do class because tomorrow I've got my Bhakti Sastri exams to do. Then after that Bhakti Sastri exam, then Thursday I need to go to school. All right. Yeah. So Thursday I need to go to school. So if we can, we just overshoot a longer time. All right. Maybe until 11:30. Is it okay? Just another 1 hour. Will that be okay with everyone?
Yes, Prabhu, can, no problem.
Can I?
Can,
All right.
Prabhu. Yeah.
Okay. So now let's take a short break. We just take a 2 minutes break and we continue. Just take a short break. All right. So let's look at the next one. Atta, 16th quality, Alasyam. Alasyam. You know, in Tamil, what we call Alachiyam. Alachiyam irukkirathu. All right. So we call as Alasyam. So, Samartyasyapi Sadbhave Kriyanunmukkata Hiya Tripti Shramadi Sambhuta Tat Alasyam Udiryate. Alasyam. Okay, in Tamil we call Alachiyam. Laziness. When because of self-satisfaction or dislike in excessive labor, because of there's two reasons, self-satisfaction or dislike of excessive labor, hard work, a person does not perform his duty in spite of having the energy. He got the energy but doesn't want to do. This is called as lazy. This laziness is also manifest in the ecstatic love of Krishna. Atranga bango, jirumba chakriya dveshokshi mardanam. Shaya shanaika priyata tandra nidra dayo picha. Tatra triptir yata. Vipranam nastata triptir. Asid govardhanot save. Nashir vadepi. Gopendra yatasyat prabha vishnuta. For example, when some Brahmanas were requested by Nanda Maharaj to circumambulate the Govardhan hill. Okay, Nanda Maharaj says, tell the Brahmana, let's go around that Govardhan hill. They told him that they were more interested in offering benediction than circumambulating the Govardhan hill. They say, I will rather give you Ashirwad. I give you, what they call? The benediction. Okay, this is an instance of laziness caused by self-satisfaction. Laziness caused by self-satisfaction. Okay. Shramat yata. Chushtu nishaha. Tanu shubalobut. Pritaye mama vidaya niyuddam motayantam abito nijam angam nahavaya sahasa vyayatam amum. Is it recording? Okay. Verse 106. Once when Krishna along with his coward boyfriend means what? Gopals, right? Gopas was having a mock battle. Subala showed the symptom of fatigue. Krishna immediately told his other friends, Subala is feeling too fatigued from mock fighting with me. So please do not disturb him anymore by inviting him to fight. This is an instance of laziness caused by dislike or excessive labor. Okay, very straightforward. Number 17, Jadyam. Jadyam apratipati syat ishtanishta shrutik shanai virahadyascha tan mohat purvavasta parapicha atra nimishata tushnim bhava vishmaranadayah tatra ishtashrutya yata Shri Dashami, quoting from Srimad Bhagavatam. Gavascha Krishna Mukha Nirgata Venu Gita Piyusham Uttabitta Karna Putai Pibantyaha Shavaha Snutta Stanapaya Kavalasma Tashtur Govindam Atmani Drshashu Kula Sprishantayaha. These called as inertness. In the 10th canto, 21st chapter, verse 13, Srimad Bhagavatam, there's an appreciation by the gopis of the inertia of the cows in Vrindavan. The gopis saw that the cows were hearing the sweet songs vibration for Krishna's flute. The gopis saw that cows were hearing the sweet songs vibrated from Krishna's flute. What flute is this now?
Venu.
Venu. All right. So where it's mentioned in the verse? Gavascha Krishna Mukha Nirgata Venu Gita. All right. So Venu, Gita means song. So the cows became stunned after when he started to play Venu. What is Venu, Mataji?
The short one. And
Short one.
Used to call the cowherd.
Yes. All the cows, the small flute, just 6 inches long. All right. So when he started to sing vibrate Krishna's flute and were appearing to be drinking the nectar of these transcendental sounds, the cows were so in ecstasy. The calves were stunned and they forgot to drink the milk from the milk bag. Their eyes seemed to be embracing Krishna and there were tears in their eyes. This is an instance of inertia resulting from the hearing of the transcendental vibration of Krishna's flute. And who is praising this? All right. The gopis saw all these kind of things happening here. All right. So what happened if you become the cow of in Goloka Vrindavan? Imagine. Anishtara Shrutyayata Akalayya Parivartita Gotram Keshavasya Giram Arpita Shalyam Viddadir Adhika Nirmik Shakshi Lakshana Shanam Avartata Tushnim. When Lakshmana became disturbed upon hearing the words against Krishna, when Lakshmana was disturbed upon hearing the words of Krishna, she remained inert and did not move her eyelids. This is another example of inertia caused by hearing. So who is this Lakshmana? I think Lakshmana is one of the gopis.
One of the principal wives of Krishna.
Okay. Principal wives of Krishna. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Lakshana Shanam Avarta. Is it Lakshana or Lakshmana?
Lakshmana.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm learning something new today. Lakshmana. All right. In Dwaraka, is it right, Prabhu?
Prabhu?
In Dwaraka?
In Dwaraka, Prabhu.
Okay. All right. So, okay. Now the next one. Itik Shanena Yatashi Dashame Govindam Graham Aniya Deva Devesham Adrita Pujayam Navidat Krityam Pramado Pahato Nirpa. In the 10th canto, 71st chapter, verse 39, Srimad Bhagavatam, there's an account of King Yudhishthira bewilderment after bringing Krishna into his home with the greatest respect. All right. So there's an account of King Yudhishthira bewilderment after he's bringing Krishna into his home with the great respect. So King Yudhishthira was very much bewildered because of his transcendental pleasure. Okay. And having Krishna present in the house. Sometimes when we start to bring our spiritual master or saying this thing, when they come into our house, we sometimes become bewildered. Right? We are trying to make the person satisfied as much as possible. Okay, that's called bewilderment. All right. In fact, while receiving Krishna, King Yudhishthira forgot himself. This is an instance of inertia resulting of ecstasy of seeing Krishna. Anitekshana yata tatraiva yavat alakshyate ketur yavat renu ratasyacha anuprastapitatmano lekyanivo palakshitaha. There's another instance of 10 Canto, 39 chapter, verse 36 of Bhagavatam. When Krishna was going to Mathura, all the gopis were standing behind Krishna. When Krishna going to Mathura. All right. Upon seeing the chariot leaving, they stood there stunned and did not move. They remained like that until the flag of the chariot and the dust thrown up by its wheel became invisible. Virahena yata mukunda virahena te vidurita sakyayas chirat alankritibihi ujjita bhuvi nivishya tatra stitaha skalan malina vasasa savala ruksha gatra shriyaha spuranti kala devala dvijagrihe surarcha iva. Krishna once addressed by his friend thus: My dear Mukunda, due to your being separated from you, the cowherd boys are standing just like a neglected deities. Okay, due to what? Being separated. They are just standing like a neglected deity in the house of a professional Brahmana. There's a class of professional Brahmana. Now Prabhupada is explaining there's a class of professional Brahmana who take the deity worship as the means of earning their livelihood. You know, sometimes the professional Brahmana, they use the deity, they keep the deity. So people will come, they worship, and people give dakshina. So earning their livelihood. Brahmana in this case, are not very interested in the deity. So now what Prabhupada is explaining, that this case, they are not very interested in the deity actually. They are interested mainly in the money that they can earn as a holy man. So the deity worshipped by such professional Brahmana are not properly decorated. Right? Their dress is not changed and their bodies are not cleaned. They look dirty and not very attractive. Actually, now Prabhupada says deity worship should be done very carefully. The dress should be changed daily. Oh. And as far as possible, there should be ornaments. There should be ornaments. Everything should be so clean that the deity is attractive to all visitors. Here's an example given by the deities in the house of a professional Brahmana. Because such deities are not at all attractive, the friends of Krishna, in the absence of Krishna, were appearing like such neglected deities. The point number 80. Navina Sangamakarasya Tava Vajnadina Krita Adristata Bhavit Vrida Tatra Maunam Vichintanam Avaguntana Bhu Lekau Tatado Mukadadayaha Tatra Navina Sangamena Yata Padyavalyam Govinde Swayam Akora Saroja Netre Premanda Vara Vapur Arpanam Saki Karpanyan na Kuru Daravalokadani Vikirte Karini Kim Anpushe Vivadaha. Bashfulness. Right? Like bash, like shy. When Radharani was first introduced to Krishna, she felt very bashful. The face will start to, what they call bashful, anything. The face will start to blush. Blush, right? They call blush. Okay, on one of her friends address her in this way: My dear friend, you have already sold yourself and all your beauty to Govinda. Now you should not be bashful. Bashful in Tamil we call vekkam. All right. Please look upon him cheerfully. One who has sold an elephant to another person should not make a miserly quarrel about selling the trident which controls the elephant. All right. This kind of bashfulness is due to new introduction in ecstatic love with Krishna. Akaryena tata yata tvam avak ihamas shira krita vadanam cha trapaya shachipate nayakalpa tarumna chachim tatam agre mukham ikayishyasi. The heavenly king Indra, upon being defeated in the fight with Krishna for possession of Parijata flower. Okay, we discussed that before. He became very bashful because of his defeat. After he lost his thing, he feel like so, in Chinese we call paise. Feel like so shame. He was standing before Krishna, bowing down his head. And Krishna said, all right, Indra, you can take this Parijata flower. Otherwise, you will not be able to show your face before your wife Sachidevi. Indra's bashfulness was due to defeat. Stavena yata, Buri Sadgunya, Barena, Stuyamanasya Shaurina, Uddavasya, Vyarochista, Namri Bhutam Tadashiraha. In another instant, Krishna began to praise Uddhava of his various high qualification. Okay. Upon being praised, Uddhava also bowed down his head out of bashfully. Sometimes when people praise, they don't like to praise. They feel so shy. Avajñaya yata harivangse. Okay, we're going to talk on from harivangse. Satya Devi Vakyam. Vakyam of Satya Devi, Satyabhama. Vasanta Kushumischitram Sada Raivatakam Girim Priya Bhutva Priya Bhuta Katam Drakshyami Tam Punaha. In Harivamsa, Satyabhama feeling slightly slighted by Rukmani's high position. Even they also got some kind of another poti. Alright. So slighted by Rukmani's high position. My dear Krishna, the Raivataka mountain is always full of spring flowers. But when I have become person non grata to you, what is the use of my observing them? This is an instance of bashfulness resulting from being defeated. So what it says, Satyabhama, she felt kind of shyness or kind of, I don't know how to say it. How you can use the word bashfulness? Shame, a kind of shameful situation. All right. So she feels that Satyabhama feels always she get defeated in Rukmani. Rukmani is even higher, better than Satyabhama. So in that situation, feeling of bashfulness, Satyabhama telling Krishna, even you can bring Raivataka mountain in full of, which is always full of spring flowers. Okay, you can bring. But when I have become persona non grata to you, that means if I am not the important person to you, all right, what is the use of observing? What is the point having that? I think this is quite common. Even in Dwaraka, it's happened that way. Sometimes, the wives will come and tell, oh, na mukkiyam ungalukku. Oh, I'm not important to you. Oh, you're important to your sister lah. You're important to your mother lah. You're important to your relative lah. I'm not important. This thing even happened even that time. So I become the non-grata, persona non-grata. That means I'm not important to you. So what is the point? I'm enjoying all these kind of beautiful flowers. All right. Anyway, nice. All right. 19. Avahittakara guptir Bhavit Bhavanena Kenachit Atrangade Parabhyuha Stanasya Pariguhanam Anya Treksha Vrita Chesta Vakbangitadaya Kriyaha. Concealment. All right, the next is concealment. There's a symptoms of ecstatic love known as concealment, or trying to hide one's real mental condition by externally showing off another attitude. In this state of mind, one tries to hide his mind by looking away in different direction, by unnecessarily trying for something which is impossible, or by using words which can cover one's real thought. All right, it's quite often, right? Whenever we see someone get upset, they don't want to look at you, they don't want to get triggered. They look somewhere and their eyes start tearing, like that. Tata choktam anubhava pidanarto pahitam bhava uchyate. According to the Acharya expert study of psychological activity, these attempts of hiding one's real affection are another part of ecstatic feeling of Krishna. All right. So, I don't want to give this thing. Let's look at the verse now. Tatra Jaimyena Yata Shri Dashame. Okay, Jaimini Rishi, or speaking on 10 Canto 32, chapter text 15. Sabha Jayitva Tam Ananga Deepanam Sahasa Lilekshana Vibrama Brua Samsparshanenanka Kritangri Hastayo Shangstutya Ishat Kupita Babashire. In the 10 Canto 30, chapter verse 15 of Srimad Bhagavatam, Sukadev Goswami states, my dear king, the gopis were always beautiful and decorated with confidential smile and alluring garment. Wow. Right? So, Sukadev Goswami is telling, my dear king, the gopis are always beautiful and decorated with confidential smile. They got a very beautiful smile. And of course, the way they dress up in alluring garments. What is alluring garment means? Right? In other words, being sexy. Spiritual sexy. In their movement, not only in their movement, intended to give impetus to lusty feeling. Their movement, impetus to lusty feeling. They would sometimes press Krishna's hand on their laps. And sometimes they would keep their lotus feet, would keep his lotus feet on their breasts. After doing this, they would talk with Krishna as if they were very angry with him. Anyway, this is, we study that in 10 Canto. Dakshininyena yata satrajiti sadhana. Okay, what we understand from this, right? They want Krishna, all right, in this chapter, okay, in this verse, what we understand from here. So they wanted Krishna, they dress up so sexily, and they try to lure him. After lure him, then after that, they would talk to Krishna as though he's angry with them. So they conceal their lusty feeling, all right, by showing some expression of anger. Okay, that's what is meant here. Okay, anyway. Dakshinyena yata satrajiti sadhana simani parijate nite pranita mahasa madhusudanayena dragiya simani vidarbha bhuvas tadershyam shaushilyata kilana kopi vidam babuva. There's another instance of this concealment of ecstatic love. When Krishna, the supreme joker, wow. When the Krishna, the supreme joker, planted the Parijata tree in the courtyard of Satyabhama. Okay, this is very interesting. So he fought and brought the Parijata, all right? Or Pavalamali, in Tamil we got Pavalamali. He brought the thing and he planted in Satyabhama's court, palace. Satyabhama feels so happy. But Rukmini, the daughter of King Vidartha, became very angry. Who got angry? Rukmini angry. Rukmini became angry. Right? But due to a natural gentle behavior, she did not express anything. She did not express anything. No one could understand Rukmini's real mental condition. This is an instance of competitive concealment. Competitive concealment. But you know what Krishna did? He planted the Parijata in the Satyabhama's court, but the flower will drop in Rukmini's court. Another beautiful story. Okay, anyway. Kriyayata pratame tam atmajar drishtibir antaratmana duranta bhava parirebira patim niruddham apyashavat ambunetrayor vilajatinam burgu varya vaiklavat. There's another instance in 4th Canto, 11th chapter, verse 32 of Bhagavatam. After entering Dwaraka, right? Krishna entered Dwaraka. The Krishna was received by different ways in different members of his family. Upon seeing their husband from the distance, the queens of Dwaraka immediately embraced him within their mind. All the queens of Dwaraka embraced him within their mind, right? And slowly glanced over him. As Krishna came nearer, they pushed their sons forward to embrace him. Tell the son, go, your father is here, go. All right? Others were trying out of shyness not to shed tears. They're trying not to shed tears, but still they could not keep their tears from gliding down. This is an instance of concealment caused of shyness. So we are studying this. So in the future, when you go to Bhagavatam, you can remember all these Vyabhichari bhav. Okay, what are the bhav? Right? Okay, now we talk about, okay, anyway, I don't go into the topic. It's going to be another long discussion. Now, Jainya Hri Bayam Yata Ka Vrishyati Tam Goshta Bujangam Kula Palika Duti Yatra Smrite Murtir Vitya Romanchita Mama. On the other another occasion, when Srimati Radharani thought that Krishna was involved with another woman, you know, when Radharani thought that Krishna was involved with another woman, she addressed a friend in this manner. My dear friend, as soon as I think of Krishna, the cowherd boy, attached to some other woman, I became stricken with fear, and the hairs on my body stand up. I must be very careful that Krishna not see me in such times. You know, when the time that she's fear, very in anxiety that Krishna is seeing other girls, so she don't want to show that kind of emotion to Krishna. This is an instance of concealment caused by shyness and diplomatic behavior. Saujanyena yata Guda Gabirya Sampadbir Mano Gavara Garbaga Praudapyasya Rati Krishne Durvitarka Parait Abut. It has been stated, although Srimati Radharani developed deep loving affection for Krishna, she hid her attitude in the core of her heart so that others could not detect her actual condition. All right? This is an instance of concealment caused by gentleness. Gauravena yata Govinde Subala Mukai Samang Suhirdbihi Smerashya Sputam Iha Narma Nirmimani Ana Murkrita Vadana Pramoda Mugdo Yatnena Smitam Ata Sangvavara Patri. Once when Krishna and the cowherd friends were enjoying friendly conversation, okay, Krishna began to address his associate in a casual language. At that time, Krishna's servant Patri was also enjoying the conversation. But when remembering his position as servitude, Patri, when he remembered his position as servant, Patri bowed down before his master. And with great respect and control, he stiffed his smiling. Then he's smiling, then he start to like, when they are joking, he also start laughing. Now he start to stiff. Then try not to laugh. This subdued smiling is an instance of concealment caused by respectful attitude. Hetu kaschit bhavet kaschit, gopya kaschana gopana, iti bhava trasyatra, viniyoga samikshante, hetutvam gopanatvam, cha gopyatvam, chatra sambhavet, prayena sarva bhavanam, ekasho nirkasho picha. Ata. So now we're talking about 20th quality. Yashat purvanu tarta, pratihi sadrikshaya. Didriya vyasadina, vapi sa smriti parikirtita. Bhavet atra shira kampo bru, vishekpadayo picha. Remembrance. There are many symptoms of ecstatic love caused by remembering Krishna. Tatra sadrakshena yata, vilokya shamam ambodam, amboruha vilochana, smarang, mukundatvam, smarang, vikramam anvabut. For example, one friend of Krishna informed him, my dear Mukunda, just after observing the bluish cloud in the sky, the lotus-eyed Radharani immediately began to remember you. And simply by observing this cloud, she became lusty for your association. This is an instance of remembering Krishna in ecstatic love because of seeing something resembling him. Krishna's bodily complexion is very similar to the bluish hue of a cloud. So simply by observing the cloud, Srimati Radharani remembered him. So when she remembered him, she remembered all that kind of ecstatic feeling. Dirdabhyasena yata, pranidana vidim, idanim akurvatopi pramadato hirdime. Haripada pankaja yugalam, vachit kadachit parishpurati. One devotee said that even when he was not very attentive, he would sometimes seemingly out of madness remember the lotus feet of Krishna in his heart. This is an instance of remembering resulting from constant practice. Yes, instance of remembering in constant practice. So we all must always constantly practice. We cannot take a break in devotional service. Every day we should chant our mala, our rounds, without fail, with full attentiveness. Then we should engage, we eating prasadam, then we go out, we once a week, Sunday, we meet in the temple, like that, and associate with devotees. In that constant association, that means 24 hours you are thinking about Krishna. When you go to bed, you remember also about Krishna. That is the remembrance, very important. In other words, devotees are constantly thinking of lotus feet of Krishna. So even if they are momentarily inattentive, we will see the figure of Lord Krishna appearing within their hearts. 21st quality. Ata vitarkaha. Vimarshat sangshaya descha vitarkastuhe uchyate. Esha bru shepana shirunguli sanchalanadikrit. Tatra vimarshat yatta vidagda madave. Na janishe murdanaschuttam. Api shikandam yat akilam. Na kante yan malyam. Kalayasi purastat krittam api. Yat unnitam vrindavana. Kuhara lila kalabahi. Sputam Radha Netra Brahmara Vara Viryon Natir Iyam. Right? So the next quality we are talking about argumentative, arguing. Okay. Madhu Mangala was an intimate friend of Krishna. Madhu Mangala, intimate friend of Krishna. Coming from a Brahmana community. Krishna's friends were mostly cowherd boys, belonged to Vaishya community. But there were others who belonged to the Brahmana community. Actually, in Vrindavan, the Vaishya community and the Brahmana community are considered prominent. The Vaishya means the cowherd or business class, and the third is the Brahmana community are prominent. This Madhu Mangala one day addressed Krishna in this fashion. He said, my dear Krishna, I can see that you are not aware of the peacock feather that are falling on the ground. At the same time, you are unmindful of the garland which are offered to you. I think I can guess the reason of your absent-mindedness when I see your two eyes flying over to the eyes of Srimati Radharani. When he start to look at Srimati Radharani, looking at Srimati, he start to forget things are falling from his body. Just like the black drones flying to lotus flower. This is an instance of argumentative suggestion in ecstatic love. Shangshayat yata asau kim tapincho nahi tat amala srir iha gati. Payoda kim vamam na yat iha niranga himakkara. Jagan moha rambodura madura vangshi dvanir ito. Dhruvam murdyani adrir virdumukhi mukunda virahati. Right? So once while Krishna was walking in the associate of Radharani, all right, one of the associate of Radharani told her, once Krishna was out walking, one of the associate of Radharani told her, my dear friend, do you think that this walking personality is a Tamalatri? So they're saying, is it the walking personality is a Tamalatri? That means he's looking at Krishna, but they are meditating. Look, all the trees look like Krishna. Is he a Tamalatri? When he's a Tamalatri, then how is it possible for him to walk and so beautiful? Imagine they're in great ecstasy. Then this personality might be cloud. But if he's a cloud, then where is this beautiful moon within? Where is the moon within? Under the circumstances, I think it may be granted that the person is the same enchanting personality of Godhead, by whose flute vibration of the three worlds are captivated. Which flute? Which flute is this now? When they are with Radharani and Krishna and all this, they are walking. Which flute Krishna might be playing? Anyone?
Vamsi, Prabhu.
Vangsi, very good. So it's mentioned here, right? Vangsi Dvanir, right? Vangsi flute. Vangsi flute means the flute that meant for Vangshi, not Vamsi, Vangshi. So the flute that captivate all the gopis and all the things, okay? It's such a long flute, okay? Almost 18 inches long, right? How many holes are there?
Mm.
Huh?
9 holes, sir.
9 holes, correct. 9 holes. Murali got how many holes, Mataji?
4
and
4 holes.
4 holes only?
Can't remember, Prabhu.
Is it only 4 holes?
Mm.
Anyone can help Sadguna Mataji?
So one hole in the bottom.
Yes, 4 plus 1.
Oh.
4 holes and the 1. Just remember the recorder. You know the children playing recorder, right? At the bottom, there's 1 hole. We have got 34, 5. At the bottom, got 1 hole. So, Murali is 4 plus 1. Vamsi is 9. Anyway, so the flute vibration of the 3 worlds are captivated because Vamsi is meant to what? To captivate everybody, the gopis and all. He must be the same Mukunda who is now standing before the Govardhan hill. This is another instance of argumentative presentation in ecstatic love. All right. So they are in such a great ecstasy, when they see that. All right. Anyway. Vinirnayanta evayam tarka iti uchire pare. Ata 22. Now we are talking to Dhyanam chinta bhave istanaptya nistapti nirmitam. Swashado mukha bhuleka vaivarnyan nidrata iha. Vilapottapa krishyata bashpa dainyadayo picha. Tatra istanatya yatashi dashame. Quoting from Srimad Bhagavatam. Kritva mukanyavashucha shvashnena shushyat. Bimbadarani charanena likantyaha. Asret upattamasibihi. Kucha kunkumani. Tastur marjantya. Uru dukkha. Barasma tushnim. All right, now we're going to talk on anxiety. Okay, anxiety. This anxiety, right? In the 10th canto, 29th chapter, verse 29, Srimad Bhagavatam, when Krishna asks all the gopis to go back to their homes. When Krishna says, enough, go back, they did not like it. Because of their grief at this, they were slightly sighing heavily. Why the time go? Sighing heavily. And their beautiful face appeared to be drying up. In these conditions, they remain without making sound. They begin to draw lines on the ground with their toes. You know, the toes, they start to make draws. And with their eyes, tears, they washed the black ointment from their eyes unto their breasts. And they were covered with red kunkuma powder. This is an instance of anxiety in ecstatic love. Anyway, Yatava aratibir atikramya shama pradosham adoshadihi. What happened? Katam api chirat adyasina praganam agatanka vidurita muki gurnatyanta prashustava chintaya kim ahaha graham krida lubda tvayada vishashmare. One of friends of Krishna informed him, my dear killer of demon Mura, your kind and gentle mother is very anxious because you have not returned home. And with great difficulty, she's passed the evening constantly sitting in the balcony at your home. Waiting at the balcony when my son going to come back. It is certainly astonishing to see how you could forget your mother while you are somewhere engaged in your playful activities. So this is an instance of deeply anxiety in ecstatic love, deep anxiety. So all these qualities we also have. But of course, in transcendental world, it's going to be different. But now we are experiencing the pathetic one, the opposite one. Anistaptya yataha grini gananayanta chintayon nidra netra. Glapaya na mukha patmam tapta baspa plavena. Nirpa puram anuvindam gandineyena sardam. Tava sutam aham eva drag paravartyami. When Mother Yasoda was very anxiously waiting for Krishna to return from Mathura, Maharaj Nanda gave her the solace. No, she specified her. What she said? My dear Yasoda, please don't be worried. Please dry your beautiful lotus-like face. I mean, what does it mean? Please dry up. Because you keep crying and crying and crying. There's no need for you to breathe so hotly. Krishna, I will go immediately with Akrura to the palace of Kamsa and get your son back to you. Here's an instance of anxiety in ecstatic love caused by Krishna's awkward position. 23. Shastradinam vicharottam artha nirdaranam matihi atra kartavya karanam samshaya brahmayos chida upadeshascha shishyanam uhapohadayo picha yata patme vaishake mahatmye vyamohaya characharasya jagadastete puranagamas tam evahi devatang paramikam jalpantu kalpavadi siddhante punar ekava Bhagavan Vishnu samastagama vyapareshu vivechana vyatikaram niteshu nischitiyam. That means we talk about thoughtfulness. In the Vaishaka Mahatmya, all right, of the Padma Purana, all right, Vaishaka, okay. Devotee states that though in some of the 18 Puranas, the process of glorifying Lord Vishnu is not mentioned, and the glorifying of some demigods is offered. Okay, in all the in Vaishaka Mahatmya section of Padma Purana, a devotee states that though it's some of the 18, that means in some of the 18 Puranas, there's 18 Puranas, the process of glorifying Vishnu is not mentioned. But the glorify some demigods are mentioned, offered. Like they say, Lord Shiva is the Supreme Personality, Lord Kartikeya, Ganapati, and all this kind of thing. But such glorification must be continued for millions of years. That glorification must continue millions of years. For when one studies the Purana very scrutinizingly, he can see ultimately the Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is an instance of ecstatic love developed out of thoughtfulness. Yatava Sri Dashami Tam Nyasta Danda Munibir Gaditanu Bava. Atmatmadascha Jagatam iti me vrtosi. Hitva bhavad bruva udirta kalavega. Dvasta istopja bhavana kapatim kutonye. In the 10th canto, 16th chapter, verse 39, the Srimad Bhagavatam, there's account of Rukmini Devi writing a letter to Krishna. All right. Rukmini Devi writing a letter to Krishna. So this is the first love letter, I think, in the entire universe. Rukmini Devi writing a letter to Krishna, requesting him to kidnap her before a marriage. At that time, the specific attachment for Rukmini for Krishna was expressed by Rukmini as follows. My dear Lord Krishna, your transcendental glories are chanted by great sages who are free from material contamination. And in exchange of such glorification, you are so kind that you freely distribute yourself to such devotees, as one can elevate oneself simply by your grace. And also by your direction alone, one may be lost to all benediction. Even by your direction, one may be lost to all benediction. All the benediction they may lose. Under the influence of eternal time. Therefore, I have selected you, Lordship, to be my husband. Brushing aside personalities like Brahma and Indra, not to mention others. Rukmini enchanted her love for Krishna simply by thinking of him. This is an instance of thoughtfulness in ecstatic love. Okay. So Krishna, she wrote a letter. All right. She wrote a letter to Krishna and asked her to come and kidnap because there's a Suyavaram. Okay. Everybody is, they want to marry her. So the Suyavaram process was happening. Okay. All right. Just give me a second. All right, number 24. Dhriti syat purnata jnana dukkha bhavottamatibihi. Apraptatitta nastartan abhishangshochanadikrit. Okay, now we talk about endurance. When a person is fully satisfied due to attaining knowledge, transcending all distress, achieving his desired goal in life of transcendental devotional service, his state of endurance is or steady-mindedness is called dritti. Okay, steady-minded. That means we do dritti means steady-mindedness. At this stage, one is not perturbed. That means not disturbed by any amount of loss, nor does anything appear to be unachieved by him. So it's not disturbed by anything. Okay. Tatra jnanena yata vairagya satake prattabir ashni mahi vayam bibiksham ashavasho vasimahi shayimahi mahi prishte kurvi mahi kim ishvari. According to the opinion of Bhartrhari, a learned scholar, when a person is elevated to the state of endurance, he thinks as follows. I do not wish to be highly posted government servant. I shall prefer to remain naked without even proper garments. I shall prefer to lie down on the ground without any mattress. And despite all these disadvantages, I shall refuse to serve anyone, even the government. In other words, when one is in ecstatic love with personality Godhead, he can endure any kind of disadvantage calculated under the material concept of life. Okay, so these are the devotees. Even whatever things that they go through, they are always ready to, they just doesn't want anything. They are willing to endure any kind of what they call challenges. All right, because their ultimate goal is to reach Krishna. Dukkha bhavena yata goshtam rama. Okay, now you see this word goshtam rama. You must be very careful. That's why in Sanskrit, when you see that this thing, you must follow. Not Rama, Rama. Goshtam Rama Keli Graham Chakasti Gavascha Davanti Para Parardaha Putrastata Divyati Divya Karma Triptir Mamabut Grahamedi Saukhe Saukye. Nanda Maharaj, the father of Krishna, used to think, my pasturing ground is the place of goddess of fortune. Who's the goddess of fortune here? Can anyone tell me? Where it's mentioned? Rama. Okay, Rama. Rama is another word for goddess of fortune, Lakshmi, Rama Devi. Okay, we will study that in Canto 3. When Krishna will be Krishna will be looking at Rama Devi. Rama Devi's shadow became who? Can anyone tell me? Anyone know this? Of course, some of you don't know, but is there anyone knows? Vaishnava Prabhu, do you know that? The shadow of Rama Devi? Vaishnava Prabhu is there? Oh, is there. Anyone knows who is the shadow of Rama Devi?
No idea, Prabhu.
All right. The shadow of Rama Devi is Durga.
Oh,
The shadow of Rama Devi became the Durga.
yeah.
We studied that in Canto 3. And the shadow, when the shadow in between Rama Devi to Rama Devi to Durga. No, Krishna will be looking at Vishnu will be looking at Rama Devi. Right? And the shadow of Rama Devi is Durga. And the shadow of their seeing is became Lord Shiva. Anyway, we studied that in Canto 3 in detail. don't speculate now. All right. So goddess of fortune. Okay, is personally present. So the Krishna thing, in my pasturing ground, the goddess of fortune personally present, and I possess more than 10,000 cows. Sorry, more than 100,000 cows. Wow, that's 1 million cows. All right, 100,000, 1 lakh, 10 lakhs, which loiter here and there. And above all, I have son like Krishna, which is so powerful. Wonderful workers. He also got, therefore, even though I'm a householder, I am feeling so satisfied. This is an instance of mental endurance resulting from the absence of all distress. Uttamaptya yata Hari Leela Sudha Sindhus Tam Tatamapya Adistitata Adistataha Mano Mama Chaturvargam Trinayapi na Manyate. In other instances, a devotee says, I'm always swimming in the nectarian ocean of the pastimes of the personality of Godhead. And as such, I have no more attraction for religious ritual, economic development, sense gratification, and even ultimate salvation merging into the existence of Brahma. That means what he's saying, in another instance, all right, a devotee is saying, because I'm always swimming in the nectarian ocean, all right, the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, or ocean of devotion, I have no more attracted to Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, and moksha. Okay, ultimate salvation merging into the excitation. This is an instance of those mind endurance achieving the best thing in the world. Okay, again, let me see. This is very important. This is an instance of the mind. Okay, let me use another color. All right. So let me explain. Okay, now. So this is an instance of the mind's endurance. This is an instance of mind's endurance. The mind is enduring. Why? Due to achieving what? The best thing in the world. Now, Prabhupada explained, the best thing in the world is absorption in Krishna consciousness. Haribol. So you all have got the best thing in the world. So let's try to appreciate it and let's start to develop it. You know, honestly, what we have got is something the best thing in the world. Right?
Prabhu, can I ask a question?
Yes, Mataji.
The word economy development, does it mean lost passion for working?
No. Economic development means what they call, it falls under the over endeavoring, accumulating more than necessary. What they call atyahara. Yes. Collecting more than necessary.
Oh, so it doesn't mean like lost passion for working. We still work, but we lost passion like as before.
No.
Like last
You
time, I used to work 7-8 hours and I earn quite a lot of money. So after taking up Krishna consciousness, I feel that I don't have that passion to work anymore. I earn so little money now. Then I'm more inclined to like chanting and reading and listening to class.
Yeah.
But lost passion for working also not so good. You also need money to sustain the life, right?
Now you earn little money. Yes or not, Martha? Now you're earning little money.
Yeah.
Are you feeling very happy with it?
Yeah, I have more time to do something that I like to
Yeah,
do,
I understand. You have time to do something, but are you very happy? Are you satisfied?
um yeah, satisfied in terms of I don't have to work so much.
Yeah, but that means you're no longer eagering to make more money. Just enough to survive is good enough, right?
Yeah, at the beginning, yes. But then later on, like these few 2 years, like when I start want to travel with Guru Maharaj or to other places for Krishna conscious activity and taking my
Yeah.
children, I cannot keep
Mm.
on earning little money. Then I don't have money to buy ticket, flight ticket.
Yeah,
For example, I want to go to Parikrama next year. It's during Chinese New Year, actually school holiday. I can take my 2 children there. But because
okay.
of lack of financial, I can only go alone. I cannot take my 2 children with me. So that is also not good, right?
No, actually, the thing is like this. When they say about losing the what they call um earning money, you'll start to lose taste of doing over endeavoring. Like for instance, okay, now you want to take your 2 children to Parikram. So okay, now you start to work just for the sake of taking your children to Parikram. So why are you earning money? Because you want to take your children to Parikram. That's it. Your intention is spiritual.
Uh-huh.
Your intention is spiritual. So here we are talking about dharma, artha, kama, moksha. That means dharma, the artha means we are talking about earning excessive money. All right. For instance, a person who work in the morning, come back and do some MLM business at night or some other insurance business or something like that. They do extra to earn more money to this thing. Over endeavoring.
Okay.
Yeah. But even your feeling also, Mataji, somewhere or other, because you're how long already you are in devotional service, Mataji? 2 years?
9 years.
9 years. All right.
Yeah.
As time goes on, you start to feel very satisfied with whatever you have.
Dissatisfied.
Satisfied. You will be very satisfied.
You mean now I'm very satisfied with what I have?
No. I'm telling you, eventually you'll be very satisfied with what you have.
You
Until
mean
you don't.
now?
Eventually means in the future.
Uh,
What are
uh,
you working as? What
huh?
is your career? What is your profession?
I give tuition, English
Okay.
tuition.
All right. You give English tuition, right? Okay. Now,
Yeah.
give English tuition. Like last time, maybe you might have big group of English students, right? Tuitions. Maybe you have
Yeah.
10,
Yeah.
30, 40, 50, 100 students. You're doing all out. But now,
Yeah.
what do you do? What do? You start to reduce. Maybe you can have 20, 30 students. Whatever money they give you, just enough so that you can concentrate in devotional services.
Yes.
So that's very normal, Mataji.
But when I want to travel, not enough money already. Then I
Yeah,
was
but
thinking,
for it, say increase your students and everything just for the sake of that. There's no harm. You know what's Mataji? One thing, let me tell you.
uh-huh.
You have that intention, Krishna will provide. Everything, as what we have seen, nothing is actually our own effort. Everything is provided by Krishna.
Yeah.
If you have that intention to bring your children along, if Krishna desires, yes, you will be surprised with that miracle that's going to happen.
Oh.
Yeah, it's very, very miraculous. Okay, let me just off the recording because I want to say something. Just give me a second. So that's why I'm saying it's truly an amazing kind of feeling. Sometimes when you say, oh, I don't have money, what should I do? Some more other Krishna provides. And definitely Krishna will never put you in trouble. And also believe this, from my experience, I've got the best and worst experience. I'm only 47, but I've experienced the fantastic thing in life, and I also experienced the most horrifying thing in life. Losing business overnight, horrible thing happened. But one thing, Krishna will give the suffering according to what you can accept. Why Krishna is giving the suffering? Actually, Krishna is not giving you a suffering. Krishna is testing. Are you really want to come back to me? Just like, for instance, like your daughter is doing SPM. Eventually, she have to sit for the SPM exam. Why she need to sit for the exam? To find out whether in Form 4, Form 5, how many percent she understood. Say, talk about physics. How many percentage she actually understood physics? How many percentage she understood biology? How many percentage she understand this thing? So according to that percentage, okay, now after that, then they can think about their next career. Okay, being a doctor, being an engineer, this and that. But let me tell you, all this thing has been fated. All this thing has been fated. Everything happened because it's been in upper prarabdha karma. It's all been written. Once you come take this birth, our character. Now I'll born into this family. I will live like this. All the character has been written. All right. But only all these are written. But Krishna give you the opportunity. He said, but if at all, if you think of me, I'm willing to change your entire karmic reaction. But by good fortune, somehow or other, we became a devotee. You know, like for instance, talking about this fortune, Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu always my biggest inspiration. He became a devotee at age of 70. Yes, 70, right, Prabhu? 70 plus.
69.
69. Age of 69, Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu became a devotee after a lustrous life. He had a fantastic life. You know, he was a former royal physician to the king. Doctor, he's a doctor, medical doctor, and he's really high flying. But now, Prabhu, are you feeling really satisfied now in devotional service?
Yeah, definitely. There's no way of turning back, Babu.
Yeah, but do you have regrets? Any regrets in your life?
No. But one thing I regret, like Mataji says, when my children want something, I'm not able to provide. No, Babu.
You mean now?
Yeah, sometimes they want more, but that's all. I can't provide more than that. No.
Okay.
Like Mataji says, I'm still working, and that's not a problem.
But of course, your children are all the doctors
no,
ready.
the children are not Krishna conscious, then it's a problem. Babu.
Okay. That is also, I'm telling you, if, example, okay, I give you a good example. Yesterday, I took my daughter for follow-up checkup, ENT. All right. So the ENT doctor checked my daughter because she was admitted due to sinus. And the doctor said, you must go and do some kind of, what test is that? What test is that? She said, allergy test. Then I told the doctor, my second daughter, she allergic to peanut. So she said, that means a kind of allergen exists in your family. A kind of allergen exists in your family. You please go and check out my eldest girl, Saki Vrunda, Devi Dasi. Ask go and check out what she's allergic to. So what we can understand from this, Prabhu, Vaishnava Prabhu, if there's a devotee sprouted from this family, that means there is still a kind of Shraddha is in your children's heart. The time will come, it will sprout. Okay, Prabhu?
I just hope so. Babu.
No, it will. You know why? Why I'm telling you? I was a single devotee in my family. My father, or against it, my mother is like Tamil writer, author. You know that being a Tamil scholar, they are always used to be very atheistic, you know, this kind of, because they believe Tamil is a language, a religion. So now what happened? Eventually, my younger sister became a devotee and she's initiated. And through my daughter, after how many years, Prabhu? After what? 25 years in Bhakti line? After 25 years, my mother at last accept, yes, Krishna is nice. That eventually she went to the level of accepting initiation. Now my mother is initiated devotee with Narasingha Maharaj, you know, Dameshwari. So how the thing happened? My daughter is initiated, my mother is initiated. Was the most amazing thing, my wife, she also took initiation. How the thing happened? When there is a kind of allergen in a family, it shows the entire family got some kind of allergic reaction. So when there's a devotee sprout from this, what's your name, Prabhu? What Hari? What? Vamsi? What? Vamsi? There's a. What's your Karmi name? I say I like the name very much. Vamsi. Vana Vamsi, right? Vana Vamsi, right? Vana. He's there. He's not there. Right. Oh, he's there. Vanamalya. All right. So anyway, when there is a sprout of devotion appeared in the family of Dr. Menon, who is now is Vaishnava Kripa, who have even accepted a Brahminical initiation. That means there is some kind of Shraddha lying dormant in your children's heart. You will be surprised one day they're just going to get turned on. Because in my 33 years experience in this, came out from a business family, and the whole family relations were totally against me because they say that I'm in a wrong practice. They told me that I should only worship Lord Kartikeya and no other God, tiada Tuhan melainkan Murugan. That is our family philosophy, So all these, so somehow or other, now what happened? The total transformation happened. Somehow or other, you will be surprised. Things will just simply sprout. Pump. All right. So nothing is our effort. That's why I say, simply depend. That's why Krishna says, promising you in Bhagavad Gita, if you surrender to me, I'll supply what you lack. And I preserve what you have and supply what you lack. The amount of anxiety that I went through in my life with my children, oh my God. For some or other, when I turn back, I just say, it's a totally a miracle life. So just simply surrender to Krishna, worship the Guru, things will just simply fall into places. All right. Without you knowing how the thing happened, like for instance, they say that, when the sun rises, all that thing, in Tamil also they say that word, right? When the sun rises, pani pola, when the sun rises, all the thing will evaporate.
The dew.
All the dews will be evaporated. Like that. Right? So some of you heard some of the things that I've said. But in my life testimony, this devotional service, very mystical. Very mystical means what? You don't know what is happening. And you don't know how it happens. Where it happens. Out of blues, it will happen. You can't conceive it. You can't understand it. You can't perceive it. But only you can feel it. And that time, you will be in ecstasy. Krishna will take care. Sometimes my wife will be telling, oh, how? I said, don't worry, Krishna will take care. And exactly, Krishna will take care. Surrender fully. Believe in this statement. Believe in the statement in Bhagavad Gita. I supply, I preserve what you have, and I supply what you lack. All right? So everything is happened by the Krishna's intention. We are the intended intention, and first we start to have our intention, and Krishna is the one approver. Okay, later I will share this class by Pran Govinda Prabhu this morning. You must listen to the class. Listen it very attentively. That class is an eye-opener. It explains about our intention, our best hour, okay, how the process happened. Very nicely explained. So just that's why I used to say in devotional service, miracle is no longer a miracle. Because we are living in a life of miracle. Why miracle? Something that don't expect the thing to happen. But when we surrender to Krishna, we think Krishna will take care of everything. There's nothing. And how it happened, we can't consider. Don't even try to think about it. Hey, how the thing will happen? Don't. Because as I said, this is a mystical feeling. Devotional service is mystical. Right? Now we have this Prabhu, what Chaitanya Daya Prabhu also here. Right? Chaitanya Daya, Cheong Fuk Wing. That Prabhu also very inspiring to me. One and only devotee sprouted from the family. The whole family is in a different faith. The entire family is in different faith. But out of blues, this one Prabhu sprouted out. So now, Cheong Fok Wing or Chaitanya Daya Prabhu, how do you think? Eventually, the children, the grandchildren, the family, somebody will have that Shraddha. And how the thing happened, nobody knows. But it happens. We keep that as a faith. It will happen. Soon Chaitanya Daya Prabhu's whole family will become a Vaishnava family. And Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu also will have this thing will happen. Okay. Any question? I think we better stop here now. We should by 11:30. Happiness. We stop in happiness, anxiety, thoughtfulness, endurance, happiness. Okay. 254. Page 254. The last paragraph. Happiness. So we have happiness, eagerness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 9. I think most likely the next class we can finish up. The next week we meet on Friday. Okay, so please excuse me tomorrow because I have to do my Bhakti Sastri exam. I overshoot the exam because I was not feeling well that day, so I missed it. So I think I must get it done. And tomorrow is Wednesday, and Thursday is of course 27, right? Thursday is 27. Yeah, 27. Need to go to school to take a report card. Must go, it seems. Yeah. If not, I won't go. So we'll meet again on Friday. Okay. Any questions? Do you have any questions? Any contemplation? Any takeaway?
Prabhu, you
like to
said
say?
you will share your mentor the YouTube video in the group. Okay.
Group, yes. Group. Yeah. Pran Govinda Prabhu from Alachua, USA. Amazing devotee. He's basically a walking encyclopedia. He remembered the entire Bhagavatam, entire Chaitanya Charitamrita, and I just don't know how he did it. You know, he could simply remember, now put here. Even he could remember the Prabhupada's purport. All right, just say, okay, on this verse, this chapter, this text, this verse. All right, you look at the 7th paragraph. Wow, he went to amazing. And to associate with this kind of devotee is truly a great blessing. And all of them under ISKCON banner. We are very fortunate. Okay, any questions so far? All good? Okay. Okay, if there's no question, we end the session here. So we meet again on Friday morning. Friday morning, we continue the discussion. Saturday and Sunday I can't because Saturday I'm going to KL. And Sunday I'll be in KL and Sunday evening. So we'll continue back Friday, then Monday again. All right. So other than that, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Rupa Goswami Pad, all glories to our Guru Varga, all glories to all the Vaishnava Acharyas and all the devotees of ISKCON who created such a wonderful opportunity and created these kind of books and printed. Somebody worked on it, printing the books and everything distributed. Some or other we are sitting here and relishing this wonderful book. Till then, have a nice day. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu bevacha paditanam pavinibhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namah. Hare Krishna. Have a beautiful day. Hari Bol.
Hare